Okay, Merry Christmas, everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your Christmas. I know I did. And we're ready to start First 11. First one in the Rockies. A one-wolf open sleigh. Matthew, being on the road has its advantages. We're spending snowy Christmas in Colorado. You always bounce back, Gwen. Vampires, vengeful ghosts, curses, you still find beauty everywhere. Is that a hint that we aren't here to make snowmen? I know, we're chasing demons. Well, Jake hasn't slept a wink since we got that message to stop looking into demons. Naturally, it only makes him want to know more. Funny, Hope says the same thing. She's been staying up all night, browsing the dark web, but we've been here a week and have no leads. So we might as well relax. I'm thinking of trying out the ski slopes. Matthew, we have a code red. It's Priya. She broke out of her cage. She's gone. Her cage? Oh no, it was a full moon last night. But Priya's never escaped before, and even if she ran away while in werewolf form, she'd have transformed back by now. Why hasn't she come home? She could be hurt or unconscious. She'll be vulnerable to hypothermia. You gotta find her, Matthew. Matthew, the slope top is the best vantage point over the valley. We should spot Priya from up there. Priya! Priya! Matthew, we've looked everywhere, but there's no sign of... You think there's a body over there, up by those ski lifts? Quick, let's check it out. Oh boy. Better not be who I think it is. No, it's not. Okay. Oh. No help. Matthew, this is a dead body, all right, but it's not Priya. It's Ruth Wu, that hunter we met in California, and a sworn enemy of all supernatural creatures. But this time, Ruthless Wu met her match. Look at those claw marks and bites. She was gored to death by a werewolf. Matthew, I'm relieved this body isn't Priya's, but that also means she's still missing. There's no trace of her here. So we have a werewolf murder on our hands, and our chemist is missing when we need her the most. But I just want her back safe, of course. As for the victim, you know I wasn't Ruth's biggest fan, Matthew, but we're the only ones who can find the werewolf who did this. I see you picked up a badge. It belonged to a ski lift operator. We'll need to identify him. He could be a witness. And we should restore those broken pieces of silver, too. This isn't the Christmas I'd imagined, Matthew. Priya's missing and Ruth's been murdered. It's time to investigate. Okay, I need to get stars. Sit tight, everybody. Alright, I got the first 10 stars, so let's go ahead and do this first. we go. Ruth and Damien. Matthew, this is a pendant with a moon design, and the victim's name's engraved on it. But you're right, there's also another name, Damien. Did Ruth have a boyfriend? Look, a hotel reservation for Damien Holder and Ruth Wu. They must have come here on a romantic getaway. We need a word with Mr. Holder. We should pretend to be Ruth's friends. As much as I hate the idea, that's the best cover for a grieving boyfriend. Almost at the halfway point here. Mr. Damien Holder, we have sad news. Ruth Wu was found dead at the slope top this morning. Ruth is dead? What happened? A skiing accident? Well, it seems a wild animal attacked her. You don't want details. Oh no, my poor love. We were so looking forward to our first Christmas together. The outdoors was our shared passion. I'm a snowboarder and Ruth loved the mountains. She was fit and fearless, my dream woman. She'd go for a walk in the woods early in the morning, and then we'd meet in the town center for a romantic breakfast. I was just about to head out. I can't believe I'll never see her again. We're sorry for your loss, Mr. Holder. Ruth is a friend of my family's. They asked me to check in on you in these difficult times. Feel free to call if you need to talk. Matthew, this Damien seems like a nice guy. And attractive, too. How did Ruthless get to bag a hottie like that? While Okay, did I just admit to being jealous of a dead woman? Forget it. Anyway, Damien said he used to meet Ruth at the town center, so let's head over there. We'll examine the unknown man first. Sam Ellis. Matthew, Ben just told me that Priya still hasn't returned. I'm worried, but I guess we'll keep investigating Ruth's murder for now. At least we managed to identify the ski lift operator who works at the slope top, a certain Sam Ellis. Let's see if he witnessed the werewolf attack. Hey you guys, the ski lifts are closed. Some lady died here early in the morning. If you want to ski today, find a different slope. Ski? Oh no, yes, we want to ski. We just left our boots at the... Anyway, did you say a woman died? How terrible. Do you know what happened? Were you there? Nah, it was before my shift started. She was attacked by a wolf. I'd warned her about bears and wolves before, but she wasn't the type to take advice. Wait, so you knew her? Not well, just because she was here every day and always such an early bird. Anyway, if you're looking to ski, you should try the Black Run. It's thrilling. Was running out of film time, so here we go. Again. star. This is a cute little town center, Matthew. Priya would love to shop here, but who knows where she is. And now we also have Ruth Wu's murder to solve. Her boyfriend says she'd like to come here, so we better look around. You think something might be hidden in that box of decorations? Let's dig in then. But wait, that red bag. It looks like some Santa impersonator's sack of toys. Of course, it's Christmas. Every ski resort has a Santa in the town center. Not sure how opening his bag will help solve Ruth's murder, but I'm willing to try. And a moment again, folks. Okay, I had my shower, so now let's get this out of the way. Oh, broken ski goggles. Whoa, Matthew, you hit the jackpot there. Those are Ruth's ski goggles in that basket. Her name is on them. And I see teeth marks and blood. I bet it's the killer werewolf who ripped them off Ruth and hid them here. But since Priya's still missing, we've got to send those goggles to Ben instead. Man, I hope she's alright and comes back soon. Okay, 3 hours. I was able to collect all stars, so I don't have anything to worry about. Got it. Matthew, as we suspected, this Santa bag has a bunch of presents and a faded note. But hold on, there's Ruth Wu's name on the paper. Matthew, I don't get this at all, but recovering the rest of the writing could help. Wow. Matthew, the note you found in the Santa bag is a list. Look, there's a nice column and a naughty column with names in each. Matthew, only the real Santa keeps track of who's naughty and nice. You look skeptical, Matthew, but Santa is as real as werewolves or vampires. You'll see for yourself, because we're going to talk to him. And since Santa has had our victim on his naughty list, I bet he has more to say about Ruth Wu. Do I think he exists? Probably not. There's no way he's 1,749 years old. Matthew and Gwen Harper, supernatural hunters extraordinaire. What an honor to meet you. Santa, we're super excited to meet you too. See, Matthew, only the real Santa would know us, and that we're hunters. I've known your chief ever since he wrote to me for a train set as a boy, and later I've come to admire his work. protecting the innocent amongst all creatures. Give my salutations to him. Sure thing. But first, could you tell us why you had Ruth Wu on your naughty list? I'm sure you know the answer to that. Ruth was unkind and even violent at times. She deserved a lump of coal and no presents. But my elves reported her unfortunate encounter with a werewolf. Fate dealt a harsh hand to Ruth. Very tragic. But Matthew will find the culprit before the Christmas lights come on this evening. And now, my friends, I must hurry. I have a recalcitrant reindeer to deal with. Alright, I'll see you guys when these two are done. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the autopsy of Ruth Wu. Ben, do you have any news about Priya? No. Jake has called the local hospitals and hopes listening to the police radio channel, but so far, nothing. But I do have the scoop on your victim. First, her body was typical of a seasoned supernatural hunter. Marks, bites, and scars from more creatures than I can count. Most of them were old injuries, of course, though there was a newish scar over her eyebrow for which she needed stitches. Yeah, we know Ruth was determined to fight anything supernatural that moved, but what about the werewolf encounter that killed her? Well, I found traces of cocoa and marshmallows in her wounds. They must have been transferred from the werewolf's teeth when the beast bit her. So you're looking for a killer who enjoys hot cocoa, Matthew. We'll find this cocoa-drinking killer before long, and that's a promise. Matthew, I've just spoken to Jake. He says if Priya's not back soon, we'll notify the police. In the meantime, I'm doing my best to help you guys. The blood on these goggles is a match for the victim, and the teeth marks are from a werewolf, as you've guessed. But the rest was a doozy. I nearly gave up when something that Priya said the other day put me on the right track. Alright, Ben, enough with the riddles. What was this mysterious discovery? Well, I found a strange substance on the goggles, and the chemical composition analysis came back as lanolin alcohols and acids, which is a type of grease found in natural wool. And then I remember that Priya complained that her fingers felt greasy after she knitted her mother a wool scarf for Christmas. So it clicked. Lanolin, wool, knitting. That's how it fits together. There was no lanolin on the victim's fingers, so it must have come from the killer. And now you know one thing about them, they like to knit. So we're looking for a killer werewolf fond of knitting. Thanks, Ben, we'll make a note. Matthew, after a week of twiddling our thumbs here in the Rockies, waiting for new leads on demons, all hell broke loose, but not how we imagined. First, Priya destroyed her cage during a full moon night and ran away. We still don't know where she is or if she's even alive. Meanwhile, we found supernatural hunter Ruth Wu's dead body on the mountaintop, mauled by a werewolf. Then we met the real Santa Claus, who had our victim on his naughty list. That might seem suspicious, but we know our killer is a werewolf, so Santa's an unlikely suspect. We also have Ruth's boyfriend, who... Matthew, it was me. I did it. I killed her. I killed Ruth Wu. We finally found Priya and she made a confession. Uh-oh. I hope to hell that she's wrong. We'll see in Chapter 2. Okay, we are back to start Chapter 2 of A One Wolf Open Sleigh. Priya, we were so worried. Where were you? Didn't you hear me, Gwen? I killed her. I killed Ruth Wu. What? No, you didn't. A werewolf killed old Ruthless. It was a... Gwen, that werewolf was me. I came back to tell you everything. Oh boy. Gotta deal with something. Okay. We were worried sick, Priya. Thank goodness you're alright. I'm not alright. I killed a woman. Priya, you're in shock. Why don't you take a deep breath and tell us everything? Last night I locked myself in my cage before nightfall, as I do every full moon. But the chain didn't hold, and I managed to break free. The last thing I remember was running into the mountains after I transformed. And you know the rest. My worst nightmare came true. I've always known it, Matthew, ever since I got turned, that I'd attack someone one day. Priya, you can't know it was you who killed Ruth. Werewolves never remember what happens at full moon, and you hadn't seen Ruth since California. But I did. I knew Ruth was here. I saw her at the Christmas market yesterday. All the terrible memories of Ruth trying to kill me on Alcatraz came flooding back. I tried to put her out of my mind by drinking hot cocoa and knitting. I had to calm myself before getting into my cage. But then I woke up this morning on that slope, and there was Ruth, covered in blood. I panicked and ran away, trying to deny the obvious, but I know I did it, Matthew. Priya, exhaustion is messing with your head. You need to rest. Ben will look after you. In the meantime, Matthew and I will find Ruth's real killer, and we'll all have a great Christmas together. I promise. Poor Priya. What an ordeal spending the night in the cold Colorado mountains. But no matter what she says, I don't believe she has anything to do with Ruth Wu's murder. You're right. Priya gave us a useful tip. She spotted Ruth at the Christmas market yesterday, so we might find some clues there. His wallet. Got it. Look, Matthew, Priya was right. Ruth was here at the Christmas market. This is her wallet. Let's search through it. And let's put that torn paper back together, too. Got it. I will rip your guts out, Hunter. There's a shred of paper in the victim's wallet, Matthew. Looks like the corner of a book page. There's a page number. But there's also a handwritten threat. I will rip your guts out, Hunter. Rip your guts out? That's how Ruth was killed, Matthew. This threat must have been given to her by the killer. Which means we better send this torn page to Felix. He can tell us more about the killer. You piece together a flyer, Matthew, advertising knitting supplies. And look, it also mentions hot cocoa at the bottom. Hot cocoa and knitting, those both match the profile of Ruth's killer. It's no smoking gun, but the flyer could be a lead. I'll grab your dusting kit so we can read that faded text. The text on the bottom of this flyer reads, "Today's special, free hot cocoa with each ball of yarn. Come to Annette's stand." Matthew, now that we have the stand owner's name, she might lead us to someone matching the killer's profile. Annette Strong. Okay. Welcome, winter travelers. You look pretty cold. Would you like to try on this scarf? I knitted it myself. It is lovely, but we're here to ask about your customers. Can you think of anyone who seems especially interested in knitting supplies and your hot cocoa? Ha! I've never heard that one before. Are you guys amateur detectives or something? Bringing down an illegal yarn and cocoa racket. We know it sounds strange. How about this woman? Do you recognize her? I do, as it happens. She stopped by a few days ago, asking weird questions about my customers, kind of like you guys are right now. Something about the full moon in my opening hours. I had no idea what she was talking about, and she was pretty rude, so I told her to leave. Well, thanks anyway, ma'am, and have a festive holiday. And I'll see you guys when the page corner has run its course. See y'all soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results to page corner now. Yo, Matthew, I've just been to check on Priya. Ben says he had to sedate her. Poor Priya. There's no evidence she did anything to hurt Ruth, but because she's a werewolf, she's convinced it was her. Yeah, waking up in the wilderness like a wild beast's got to mess with your head. But Priya's tough. She'll pull through. Now about that piece of paper Matthew found. You figured the message is from the killer. That's a no-brainer. So the book must be your killer's too. But the rest, that took real mad skills, yo. Tracing a book from a handful of words and a single page number. We stand in awe of your genius, sir. So are you going to tell us what the book is? I was waiting for the drum roll. The book is The Slopes and the Self. A masterpiece of self-help literature promising enlightenment and inner peace through skiing. Gotta say, it's pretty inspirational. Makes me want to get my snow wheels on and hit the slopes right now. No wonder your killer digs it. So our killer's reading The Slopes and the Self. We're on a roll now, Matthew. Let's head back to the town center and keep the momentum going. That leather ammunition belt has no business being here in the town center, Matthew. Wait, you're right. Ruth used to wear a belt of silver bullets, but there was no sign of it when we found her. Let's take a sample of that waxy substance. It might give us some idea how Ruth's ammunition belt got here. And let's unlock that phone while we're at it, Matthew. We could get a new lead. Moment, folks. All right, I got 4 of the stars, so let's get everything out of the way now. Got it. Whatever the sticky stuff you found on the victim's ammunition belt is, let's get it off my fingers and under the microscope. Snowboard wax. That substance we found on Ruth's ammunition belt is snowboard wax, Matthew. Hey, you're right. Didn't Ruth's boyfriend say he was into snowboarding? I don't know. I don't snowboard, but I'm pretty sure you don't need bullets for it. So what was Damien doing with his girlfriend's ammo? Alright, Matthew, time for another chat with that hottie lover boy. Oh, it's you guys, Ruth's friends. What can I do for you? Mr. Holder, we were in town earlier and found something that might be Ruth's. We were wondering if you knew how... Ugh, that horrible ammo belt. I can't even look at it. It ruined our Christmas vacation. You see, I brought Ruth here for a romantic getaway. At first it seemed like that was what she wanted to do. What she wanted to. During the day, we take long walks in the snow or go ice skating. In the evenings, we drink mulled wine and I'd read the slopes in the South. But at night, things got a little weird. Ruth would be up late, sending text messages before disappearing for hours at a time. And she had these bruises and cuts she wouldn't explain. So I snooped inside her luggage one morning and found a whole bunch of bullets and weapons. Did you confront Ruth about this? Yeah, but she refused to tell me what she was involved in. So I threw her ammo belt away in town and she stormed off. That was the last time I saw her. And now she's gone forever. She had her secrets, Matthew, but I still give anything to have her back. My guess is he's not the one. Ah, but I missed the 9. Ha! This is the victim's phone, Matthew. Ruth's picture is on the unlock screen. No sense looking over this phone's data ourselves. Let's get it to Hope, pronto. I'll see you guys when this is done. For now, this is Matthew. See you soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the victim's phone now. Hey Matthew, I think I know why Priya ran away. I reckon she couldn't handle Gwen's Christmas Carol collection anymore. They're even worse than the love songs she used to listen to. Very funny, Hopester. Personally, I think Priya could really use some Christmas spirit right now. You're right, Gwen. I know Priya's having a hard time. I shouldn't joke about it. And I doubt you'll find Ruth's messages very amusing either. There's a bunch of texts between her and your parents. My parents? Yes, they have some sort of competition going on. Who could hunt down the most targets? Ruth was winning. Do my parents mention me by any chance? Never mind, I don't want to know. Anyway, was there anything relevant to the murder? Maybe. There was a heated exchange between Ruth and a certain Sam Ellis. Sam Ellis, the ski lift operator, he never told us he and Ruth were texting. What about? It's not clear, but the last message from Ellis reads, "Back off or you'll need more than a few stitches next time." Stitches? Remember that scar Ben mentioned on Ruth's forehead? He said it was recent. Could it have come from a fight with Sam Ellis? We should ask Mr. Ellis about this confrontation. If we pretend to be the ski resort HR people, he'll have to tell us why he assaulted a customer. Let your worries fade from your awareness as you hurtle down near vertical slopes like a daredevil. Oh, it's you again. I told you can't ski here today. Mr. Ellis, we're actually from the Aspen Ski Head Office. That woman who died here this morning, her phone was handed into Lost and Found. And it transpired that you threatened and assaulted Miss Wu in the course of your job. Oh, great. Just what I needed. An HR inquiry. Please let me explain. That Ruth Wu lady was totally unreasonable. She insisted on having access to the ski lifts in the middle of the night. She somehow got hold of my phone number and harassed me day and night with the craziest demands. I told her she didn't own this resort, or me. So you punched her in the face and threatened worse? I'm the first to admit I overreacted. I have anger issues. That's why I took up knitting. It helps me relax. I sincerely apologize for losing my temper and attacking a customer. I swear it won't happen again. See that it doesn't, Mr. Ellis, or you'll have more time to catch up on your reading. Matthew, this case is snowballing into a real Christmas mystery. First, Priya came back with a borderline nervous breakdown. She's convinced she killed Ruth Wu in her werewolfy rage. Then we discovered that Ruth Wu wasn't here to celebrate a romantic Christmas. Her boyfriend found her hunting gear and freaked out. And Sam Ellis, the ski lift operator, got into a fight with her because she demanded access to the ski lifts at all hours. Everything suggests that Ruth is here to hunt. But who was the prey that decided to fight back? We need to... Matthew, did someone scream werewolf? We better check it out. And we will. After this. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're back to start Chapter 3 of A One Wolf Open Sleigh. We last left off. And we must reassure Priya she did not kill her by finding the real culprit, but... Matthew, did someone just scream werewolf? It's coming from here. It's coming from near the Christmas market. Quick, we've got to find this werewolf before it wreaks havoc. Matthew, I think we found the werewolf, but werewolves don't have antlers like these, do they? This beast looks more like a common reindeer. Rupert, here you are. Matthew, I apologize. This is all my fault. I can explain. Santa? You scared the market goers to death with your reindeer in a werewolf's disguise. I can't wait to hear your explanation. Santa, what were you thinking, dressing up your reindeer as a werewolf in broad daylight at the Christmas market? Matthew, I take full responsibility for Rupert. He meant no harm to honest market goers. See, it's to do with that Ruth Wu you asked about. I wanted to teach her a lesson. I knew how she felt about werewolves and supernatural creatures in general, and I wanted to prank her. I dressed Rupert up last night and took him to the slope top. I instructed him to wait for Ruth to appear, then jump out and give her a fright. But Rupert got bored and ran away before dawn. He's never been very obedient. I've been chasing him all morning, in vain. I'm very sorry about the upheaval. So let me get this straight. You and your fake werewolf ran away from the crime scene just before the victim arrived and got killed by a real werewolf? Surely you can't think I'm going around Aspen killing supernatural hunters, Matthew. At Christmas, no less. I apologize once more, but now I must depart. I promised the ski lift guy some cocoa. We could both use a hot drink and some company. Matthew, I don't mean to be a grump, but Santa's prank with a fake werewolf didn't help this investigation. We better scour the market for more useful clues. Star ornament's a clue. Matthew, is that a hidden camera in that star ornament? Well, that's a plot twist. Who on earth is spying on the customers? You're right. Both Ruth and our killer came to this market, so whoever hid that camera, we should unlock it. And that notebook has Priya's name on the cover. I recognize it. She takes notes in it while she works. Matthew, we should take a peek before we give the notebook back to Priya. We can only convince her of her innocence if we know the full truth, right? It's time to crack this case wide open. Moment, folks. Okay, I got 4 of the stars. Let's take care of the camera now on the star. Got it. Great, you've unlocked the hidden camera. Let's see what Hope makes of the footage. This is 9 hours, just as I suspected. Matthew, these are Priya's case notes. Nothing suspicious, right? Lab results, chemistry. But, okay, so here's Ruth, a skull and crossbones, and the crosshairs of a target, with the Rockies in the background, so it's recent. Matthew, it looks like Priya's been preoccupied with Ruth ever since that San Francisco encounter. She never mentioned it, but you know she doesn't like to talk about that whole werewolf thing. Alright, we should go and see Priya. I just hope she's feeling better now. Matthew, you found proof that I killed Ruth, right? That must be why you're here. Priya, we're just here to cross our I's and dot our T's. I mean, you found my notebook, didn't you? I must have dropped it at the market last night when I saw Ruth. So you know I couldn't put her out of my mind ever since she attacked me. I tried everything, even self-help books. But the truth is, I've been planning revenge ever since. Planning revenge? Nonsense! You bottled up a huge trauma and doodling helped you cope. Don't you get it, Matthew? I didn't just happen to break free the night Ruth was hunting in the mountains. I had a motive. I went after her like a predator. Priya, we have no proof that you did anything. Hating Ruth is not a crime. Shucks, I hated her myself. You just think you're guilty because you still haven't accepted you're a werewolf. Don't tell me how I feel about being a werewolf. You have no idea. Now just go. Leave me alone. I'll let the spy cam run its course. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the spy cam. Matthew, with this camera from the market, your case is as good as solved. The footage proves two things. One, it was Ruth Wu who set up the camera. It recorded her face as she adjusted the angle. Ruth? She was secretly recording the market goers? Indeed. As for the second discovery, have a look yourselves. I smell that hunter's repulsive scent on this camera. How dare she? Arrgh! The full moon is calling. With every minute, my anger grows. I will find her and hunt her down. Holy snowballs, Matthew! That was the vendor from the market, transforming into a werewolf! Gotta admit, I didn't expect that, but Ruth suspected something. That must be why she'd set up the camera. Meanwhile, Miss Strong also figured out Ruth was after her, and she was angry. She said she'd hunt her down at full moon. Matthew, we must find Annette Strong now. Miss Strong, we need a word. We know you're a werewolf. Very well, hunters. See, I also know who you are. Matthew, your reputation has reached me. They say you seek justice, not bloodshed, unlike that other one. We don't condone hunters like Ruth Wu, but we won't let her murder go unsolved either. So tell us, did you kill her after you transformed? Oh, I was tempted. The full moon was rising, just like my anger. It was almost unbearable, and if anyone deserved to die, that woman did. She was out to get me. But I have my pack to think about, and I know that spilling human blood is not the way to protect them. A pack? There's a whole pack of werewolves here, and you're their leader? You're kidding, right? Why did you think Ruth was lurking around these mountains? I wasn't her only target. She wanted to hunt us all down. Looks like you have some more detective work to do. Now leave me with my copy of The Slopes and the Self. I need to rest after my transformation. Matthew, this case is an avalanche of surprises. We've learned that Santa is prone to practical jokes, and that Priya's werewolf identity crisis is worse than we thought. But the real shocker is that a harmless cocoa and yarn vendor is the alpha werewolf. She thinks her pack is why Ruth was so interested in these mountains. This romantic winter resort is teeming with werewolves, and one of them killed Ruth. I agree, we should go back to the crime scene to finally catch them. I just wasted that for sure. Why did I screw that up? Matthew, that book is The Slopes and the Self. The self-help book our killer reads. And sure enough, page 37 is missing, which means this copy belongs to our killer. Let's get a sample of that creamy substance on the cover. And I agree, we should check that box of ski gear too. We're in the home stretch, Matthew. Let's get this werewolf. Okay, I got 4 stars. I'll get the remaining star after I get this out of the way. Matthew, let's get this sample from the killer's book to Ben, pronto. In the box of ski gear. Bloody gloves. A bloody glove. Matthew, that glove you found in that box looks really battered. It's blood-stained, and there are holes through every finger, like claws burst through them. You're right. This glove must belong to our killer werewolf. Let's send it to Ben. Okay, and I'll see you guys when these 2 are finished. So long. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the creamy substance now. Matthew, I just got off the phone with my dad. He loved the coffee I sent him from New Mexico, and he wishes you a Merry Christmas. That's lovely, Ben. With everything going on, I almost forgot it was Christmas. Chin up. You're really close to catching this murderous werewolf. I know what the sample from their book is. Face cream to heal windburn. Windburn is when the cold air and sun turns your cheeks red. Very common when you spend time outdoors in the cold. Be sure to look for a killer with it. Got it. This red-cheeked killer doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell now. Oh, this is going to be a tough one, I think. Now the glove. Hey Matthew, Ben and I were talking about Priya and how we first met her. You saved her from the werewolf that attacked and turned her, right Ben? Yeah, I treated her physical wounds, but Priya still lost a big part of her life that night. When I offered her a place on the team, she refused. I talked her into it because we really needed her skills. I wonder now if I was selfish, asked too much of her, you know. Anyway, we know this isn't a social call. You need the lab results for that glove. So first, the blood on it was a match for the victim. And the holes were pierced by the killer's werewolf claws as they burst through the fabric. But I found something else too. Tiny white hairs from an Angora rabbit. Angora rabbit hair is used to make fuzzy earmuffs. Very handy in this climate. So look for a killer wearing earmuffs. Got it. Our killer wears furry earmuffs. We're closing in on them, Matthew. Matthew, we have all the evidence against the werewolf who killed Ruth Wu. Time to confront them. It definitely isn't Priya. See, thought there was somebody else. Yeah, Annette Strong, and it's not her. Sam Ellis, you're busted. You're a werewolf and you killed Ruth Wu. So you guys know about werewolves, huh? You aren't managers from the ski resort. You're hunters like Ruth. Hunters, yes, but not like Ruth. We only go after creatures that hurt humans. And you did. You brutally gored Ruth early in the morning today. Why? Because I recognized her. When I showed up on the slopes, I knew she was my old enemy. Matthew, Ruth Wu killed my son when she was just a child. A werewolf cub. He was just playing in the forest, too young to be a danger to anyone. But Ruth shot him with a silver bullet anyway, and then she laughed. How can something like that be forgiven, Matthew? Ruth killed your son? My goodness, I knew she was heartless, but this is terrible. It was years ago, Matthew, but it hurts the same as on the day I held him lifeless in my arms. I'd never forgotten his killer's face, but when she turned up here on the slopes, she didn't recognize me. I knew the full moon was coming. My plan was made. My memories of last night are hazy. When we transformed, we're in a different savage world. It was the beast in me that killed her, but for human grief. Mr. Ellis, this is a heartbreaking story, but you must answer for what you've done, even if there is no homicide investigation, since the police believe a common wolf killed Ruth. Matthew, I don't wish to evade punishment. Take me to Annette. She's our alpha. You belong to Annette Strong's werewolf pack? Then she will determine your punishment for the murder. Sam Ellis, these hunters tell me you killed a human to avenge your child's death. It's true, and I'm not asking for forgiveness. I did what was right by my own heart. What you did was selfish, and it brought shame and danger to the whole pack. You behaved exactly like the savage beast Ruth Wu believed us all to be. But my pack isn't a bunch of savages. You're exiled. Go be a lone wolf and fend for yourself. I accept my punishment. Perhaps roaming the mountains and forests alone will ease my pain one day. Farewell. Matthew, I've heard the werewolf that killed Ruth Wu was banished. Such a relief. I apologize for freaking out. I was no help during the case, and you were all so worried about me. Nonsense. You've had a terrible fright, and you were right. None of us can imagine what you've been through. But the case is solved, and we can focus on what really matters. Fun, snow, and Christmas. Come on, Matthew, there's a lot to do. And I'll see you guys for the Call of the Wild 1-5. See y'all soon. Okay, we are back to start the Call of the Wild 1-5. I'm so excited, Matthew. Christmas is almost here. I want to go to the highest slope and take photos of the town all lit up and joyful. Besides, we deserve some Yuletide fun after finding Ruth Wu's killer. Oh, I almost forgot. Santa is here. There seems to be something only hope can help him with. Me? Help Santa? How can I help him? Well, I guess I better go see what old Kris Kringle wants. And I'll see you up on the top slope for some snaps, Matthew. Guaranteed gorgeousness. Ah, my dear Hope Newman, tech super genius. I am in great need of your assistance. So I've heard, Santa, but how can I help you? Well, you see, my GPS is broken, and just when I have to take to the skies and deliver presents to millions of children... Santa, you use a GPS to deliver toys? I fail to see what's so amusing about that, young lady. At any rate, I think that doodad's still at the Christmas market. It fell off Rupert's collar and he stepped on it. Please go look for it, Matthew. And Miss Newman, you should go along to the market as well. Leave your room and laptop. It's Christmas after all. Okay, I'll help Matthew, but all this Christmas stuff, meh. I believe you mean bah humbug, and if Ebenezer Scrooge can turn his frown upside down, you can too, young lady. If you say so, Santa. Let's head to the market and fix the Jolly One's GPS, Matthew. You know, Matthew, I never really had a Christmas. My guardian and I moved around so much, we never managed to make friends and celebrate the season. All this tinsel, these lights, the ribbons and ornaments, it's all so strange, but it's growing on me. But enough about all that. You found Santa's crushed GPS, and I know you'll have it reassembled in no time. Got it. You pieced Santa's GPS back together, Matthew, but what the... Santa hasn't updated the operating system in 2 decades. And it could use some serious security updates too. I'll need to tinker with it before we give this GPS back to Santa. Dead lion cub. Look at this poor little mountain lion cub, Matthew. Who could have hurt this baby? Hey, you're right. There's no blood or any injury. He's just dead. Like that sheep back in Arizona. Could this be the work of a demon? We've come to the Rockies because someone was trying to throw us off the trail of demons. I wonder how this new clue fits in. You're right. We better recover the message pinned to the cub. Ooh. Matthew, the note left on that cub reads, I told you to stay away, hunters. You should have heeded my warning. Hunters? That's us. So the message is clearly from the same person who warned us not to look into demons before. Let's send this note on the poor little cub to Priya. Six hours, and I'll let these two run their courses. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the note on the Lion Cub, I should say. Hey Priya, feeling better after the ordeal of the investigation? Hope you don't mind the work. I don't mind at all. Time to dust myself off and get on with life, especially since I have news for you regarding the cub and note. Oh no. What did you find? First off, I found sulfur on the cub, which is exactly what we found on the sheep in Arizona. So it's definitely demons. We know they suck the life force out of living things and leave sulfur behind. It gets weirder, Matthew. On the note, I found werewolf hair. Werewolf hair? But it was a demon that killed that cub, not a werewolf. Yeah, but a werewolf could have left the message there for us to find. Which means these wolves might be working with demons. Werewolves working with demons? Why would they do that? Demons are a danger to all living creatures. Why would anyone help them? That's for us to find out. And we gotta start with the alpha wolf, Annette Strong. I'm coming along. Are you sure you want to do that, Priya? Yes, Matthew. I've been running from this werewolf thing for long enough. It's time to face the alpha. If this pack's in cahoots with demons, I want to be the first to know. Miss Strong, I'm Priya Desai, and I know who you are, the lost werewolf working with hunters. So strange that you choose not to be in a pack. Well, my friends are the good kind of hunter, as am I. Yes, good hunter seems like a myth until I met your team. Well, I can only imagine that if you've sought me out, you need my help. Well, you see, we believe we found proof that a local werewolf is in cahoots with demons. Demons? I've heard of such beings, but I always thought they were a myth. Sadly, demons are real. We have proof that at least one was summoned into our world. They've been killing wildlife for 5 years, and they're gaining strength. Someone is trying to keep us away from the demons. Are you sure no one in your pack could be involved? No, we keep to ourselves. No fraternizing with other creatures, imaginary or otherwise. Which brings me back to you, Priya. You should be with your own kind. Join us. There's always room for strong females in my pack. That's very kind, Miss Strong, but I've been invited before to another pack and I said no. These good hunters need me. You should start thinking about what you need, Priya. You're a werewolf and one day you'll heed the call. It's in your nature now. Until then, here's a token of my esteem and gratitude for you and Matthew. Nice. Is it true, Hope? Are you helping Santa fix his GPS? Yes, indeed. Santa's GPS is all spiffed up with a new operating system and extra security. That means the kids will get their presents. Way to go, girl. All saving Christmas and stuff. Funny, huh? From the girl who never had a Christmas. You know, Matthew, I feel kind of stupid, but when we give Santa his GPS, I want to ask him a question. I hope he won't mind. Come on now, Hope. He's Santa. Home Slice probably knows any question you might want to ask him anyway. Well, since even songs are written about Santa's superior surveillance, he might be right. But I still want to ask. Let's go, Matthew. Hey Santa, Matthew and I fixed your GPS. Ho ho! If only I had an extremely nice list, you'd both be on it for the rest of your days. Thanks, Santa. But before you go, I have a question, a personal one, about my family. You see, my whole life, ever since I was a little baby, I was raised by my guardian. I never knew my birth parents, and my guardian wouldn't tell me anything. I've been looking, but all my leads go cold. I thought, since you're Santa and you know everybody everywhere, maybe you could tell me who they are? Oh my dear, would that it were so simple. I know who you and Matthew are because of your supernatural work. All sorts of supposedly imaginary beings know who you are. But of regular people, I only know them if they write me a letter when they're little. Like when little Jacob Arrow asked for a train set. Sadly, Hope, your parents never wrote to me, so I have no idea who they were. I am so very sorry. Oh my, is that the time? I must away to deliver toys and joy to children everywhere. I wish you both a very Merry Christmas. But remember, Hope, there's the family you're born in and the family you choose. Your team of hunters is a fine family. Celebrate with them. I like to start celebrating by grabbing a snack, Matthew. Matthew, we got another warning about demons. Yes, and this time we have evidence that werewolves may be helping them, even though the werewolf pack leader denies it. We'll need to keep our eyes and ears open then. Anything else to report? Well, Hope wanted some alone time after Santa told her that he didn't know who her parents were. But I think I know a way to cheer her up. I got Hope a Christmas present. I just need to get her out of her room and down to the town center. The gift is waiting for her there. Matthew, she'll listen to you. Please go get her and I'll meet you guys at the town center. What are we doing here, Matthew? You have to find your Christmas present, Hope. Got it. There's Hope's Christmas gift. Okay, Hopester, open your eyes. A Christmas present? For me? You big doofus, you shouldn't have. But why the holes? And what's with the lock? Hey, something's moving around in this box. Matthew, can you help me unlock this thing? Missed the 9, but that's alright. Oh! Gwen, what the... You got me a guinea pig! Yeah, I know you would have preferred a tarantula, but this little guy seemed like a good compromise. You'll have to face your arachnophobia one day, Gwenny Pooh. Well, until that day, you have this little rodent to keep you company. What will you name him? I don't know, maybe Lemmy, or Ramon, or Scrooge. That's it. Well, how about you, me, Matthew, and Scrooge the guinea pig get ready for the party later? I hear Luke picked out costumes for everyone. Let's celebrate Christmas. Hey everybody, meet Scrooge the guinea pig. Ha! Welcome to the team, Scrooge. It's like the perfect name, right? Yeah, it is. Bless us everyone, Scrooge. I'm sure we'll all feel safer with this little rodent around. And I promise you I'll never be a test subject in my lab. So where's the chief? Ben was trying to convince him to get into the Christmas spirit. Here they are now. I feel like I lost a bet. Oh, come on, Jake. Lighten up. This is our first Christmas with Matthew on the team. You're right, Ben. Merry Christmas, Matthew. Thanks for all you do. Go on, open your present. Merry Christmas. Wow, cool. Hopefully everybody enjoyed theirs. Mine's just kind of meh. Well, Matthew, I think I could get the hang of this Christmas thing after all. But I think I'll turn in and make sure Scrooge is settling into his cage. Good thinking, Hope. I'll be turning in shortly myself. What's up, Priya? You look upset. Well, you know Annette Strong, the werewolf alpha? She just texted me to tell her that her pack is going to Utah, just in case I change my mind about joining them. But I would never leave this team, Chief. I know, Priya, but given the lead we have about a werewolf in that pack working with demons, we need to stay close. Matthew, we're setting a course for Utah. Follow those wolves. So I won't get to share those coins. That's okay, though. Probably not going to open until the new year. Case 12, January 2nd, 2020. It's another Thursday. And before we go, as I said, I hope you guys had a great Christmas yourselves. Mine's just kind of meh, but I won't go into details. Honestly, I don't know how they can tell. Okay. And that'll do. And I'll see you guys on January 2nd. So once again, belated Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all from the 50th state. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon and Happy New Year.